Welcome back, everyone, to the smartest year ever, our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalists. My name is Gordy, and I was just wondering, why were human bones found in Benjamin Franklin's basement? Was the guy on the $100 bill hiding a secret life? Like and subscribe right now if you haven't, so you can keep up every single day. I do this every single freaking day. In 1998, a group of conservationists in London were restoring 36 Craven Street, a modest Georgian townhouse near Trafalgar Square. It had once been the home to Benjamin Franklin for nearly 16 years during his time as a colonial agent in Britain. They expected to find dust, maybe a few old letters tucked into floorboards, but what they found instead was a pit of human bones. Around 1,200 pieces of bone were discovered in the basement. Human bones, both of adults and children. Mixed in were bones from dogs and other animals, some showing signs of surgical cuts, saw marks, and even trepanation, drilling into the skull. It looked less like a founding father's study and more like the set of Colonial CSI. I'd watch that. Was Franklin a serial killer, a grave robber perhaps, or was there some other dark secret buried beneath the man on the hundo? No. But the truth is still a bit unsettling. During Franklin's time at Craven Street, he often hosted a young man named William Hewson. Hewson was a brilliant but somewhat underappreciated anatomist, sometimes called the father of hematology. Son? Hema? Yeah, Dad. No, but he made pioneering discoveries about blood coagulation for real and the lymphatic system. And he was a former student of William Hunter, who was one of the most prominent surgeons in London at the time. Hewson had married the daughter of Franklin's landlady, and for a long time, or for a time at least, lived in the same house. They lived in the same house together. In 1772, Hewson opened up a private anatomy school and ran it out of the back garden, like in a back little shed kind of setup. Now, here's where it gets a little murky. In the 18th century, there was a huge demand for cadavers for anatomical study, but legally obtaining human corpses was nearly impossible. The only bodies medical students could legally dissect were those of executed criminals, but there weren't enough hangings to meet the demand. Shucks, old supply and demand issue. Why aren't more people committing crimes? So anatomists got creative. Many resorted to hiring resurrection men, or grave robbers, who would dig up freshly buried bodies and sell them to doctors under the table. These practices were illegal, but they were also not uncommon. And the evidence strongly suggests that is exactly what Hewson was doing. The bones found under Craven Street showed signs of medical experimentation. Amputated limbs, surgical incisions, and skulls that had been cut open for brain examination. There were even bones from a woman that had likely undergone a dissection of the reproductive organs. These were not graves, they were just discarded study materials, essentially. Historians believe Hewson and his students conducted dissections and anatomical demonstrations in secret, and when they were finished, they disposed of the remains by burying them in the basement. Remember, this is pre-plumbing, pre-regulation, no biohazard bins or formaldehyde tanks, just a dirt cellar to bury your bones in. And where was Benjamin Franklin, during all this? He almost certainly knew. Franklin was a man of science. He studied electricity, medicine, meteorology, and even anatomy himself. And he was friends with scientists across Europe and took a keen interest in Hewson's research. It's likely that he just turned a blind eye to it, or even more likely, that he actively supported the endeavor. I've been reading Benjamin Franklin's biography for quite some time now, and he's just notoriously curious. And there's no way I could see him just letting that interesting stuff happen in his basement without trying to see or trying it himself. So there you have it. Today, the house at 36 Craven Street is the Benjamin Franklin House Museum. And you can visit the basement and you can see some bones on display. And they're not buried anymore, but they're still beneath Franklin's legacy, reminding us that even the most buttoned up figures of history had weirder, messier lives than we imagine. Thanks to all my sources, which you can find in the YouTube description. Please leave me a comment, follow, rate, like, subscribe, share with someone who likes this sort of thing. Where do you hide your bones? At Smartest Year Ever on social media. Give me a follow or check me out. Check out the 1 minute versions that I do of all these episodes. And in the meantime, stay curious and stay clever on our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalists. I will see you tomorrow in the smartest year ever.